Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Peter Does Parks here. Today we're at the Johnston Mill Nature Preserve, which is part of the Triangle Land Conservancy. We're going to walk through the woods. We're at the parking lot that's off of Turkey Farm Road. You can see Peter is enjoying the puddles there. Not a whole lot of parking here. Room for about 3 or 4 cars. And then we're going to head out that way onto the trail. There's a few trails here. I'll post the map. You can see some information about the Triangle Land Conservancy, some information about the historic nature of the preserve here, and we're excited to see what the trails have to offer. We're going to start out on the Robbins Trail. There's a few trails here that end up meeting up with each other. The Robbins Trail goes along, I believe it was the New Hope Creek, and I read on the Triangle Land Conservancy website that there should be a few historical pieces along this trail, so interested to see what we can find that's along the creek. Got some signs up here, just information about the park, about social distancing. And Peter is ready to go for an adventure. Really excited about this cool little snail that we found. Hanging out, moving along here. Peter, don't touch him, okay, man? We're on the trail here, the Robbins Trail, and we notice that there's a little detour to the side here, so we're gonna walk down and check it out. I think this is the way to the water. Yeah, that's a creek. And you can also go to the right when you get down to the creek. I would strongly recommend holding your little's hands because there's lots of roots. The fall off is pretty steep. Just like a prime area for them to maybe accidentally trip or fall in the water. But it is very nice. It definitely is very... You can probably even walk a little bit further up the creek here. I'm not sure how far this sort of small beaten path goes. But honestly, with a toddler who doesn't want to hold your hand all the time, I think we're just going to leave that for maybe another day. Just a little further down the trail, there was another little outlet to come down to the creek. We came down here. It's a little steep, but I'd sit and then pick up Peter, take him to the next level, and do the same again. But it was definitely worth it because we are now here having a great time at the creek, throwing lots of rocks. Does that make a big sound? We've also seen a whole bunch of these little shells. Sorry, you can't really get a good view of it. These little shells along the way. I guess maybe they live in the creek? Who knows? We found our first bench along the trail and more access to the creek. And it looks like the trail continues that way. A little closer down to the creek. If you turn to the right, it looks like similar to where we were before. There's a little more of a path that's not an official trail. Just love hearing the bubbling of the creek. It's so nice. Not exactly sure what these are in the water. Maybe I'll have to look that up. If you go on the Triangle Land Conservancy's website, it says that you can see faint ruins of some of the mills that used to be along the creek here, and I think we might have just found one. Hard to see, but you can see those stones over there. It looks like maybe at one point that might have been a structure. Not entirely sure, but definitely a possibility. So interestingly enough, for a small portion, the trail actually comes right out onto Turkey Farm Road. There's the creek. Didn't realize we were gonna get on the road. You come to this cute little bridge here. Hey, no. I'll just be careful. It just seems like there's some room to slip out for the curious little guys. We're back on the trail. After we came back in from the road, I would say that the trail has gotten a little more elevated, a little more slanted, a little more difficult to walk. Almost like walking on an angle sometimes. Still obviously not the worst thing, but just something to consider. We're at another bridge along the trail. I think this one's a little better, a little less space in between the lats. A really neat down tree over there. Looks like a little bend in the creek. You can throw it in, go ahead.
Yeah.
Some interesting information here. Old Field Creek. Come to another fork here. We could go down Old Field Bluff Trail, or we can keep going on Robbins Trail. I think we were interested in the Robbins Trail today, but there's quite a few trails here. We'll definitely have to come back and explore them all. So we've been a little ways now. The trail has really leveled back out, back to being the same kind of flat trail that we saw by the parking when we started. So the little area where it was a little bit inclined, I would say that was only a relatively short part of the trail. We just came out to this opening where the Bluebird Trail meets the Robbins Trail, and honestly this was worth the entire hike. It's like the stuff that movies are made of. It's got beautiful rocks, there's beautiful foliage, there were even some beautiful blue butterflies. Peter, no. Blue butterflies that were coming around. It was straight out of a movie. It was straight out of a movie, and plus you can hear the water here. Just absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous. If you're in this area here by yourself, I feel like you could probably easily get down the rocks. With a toddler, we're not really going to try it at this point. But again, just a really beautiful clearing. We've seen, besides for the butterflies I mentioned, we've seen some really cool dragonflies. Just a neat little area of the trail here. Then once you're back in the wooded areas, after that open area, there's a nice access area to the creek right here. This is probably the easiest one to access the creek that we've seen on the entire trail. Nice slope to get down. No area where you feel like your kid's just gonna fall and eat it. Oh, nice rock throwing, man. Very good.